Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to be with you for offline and online to discuss a topic of great significance in this year. Navigating U.S.-China rivalry from the perspective of global South. I understand it is one of the most significant themes at this time of the civilization history, I would say. Focusing on global South. Let me begin. The rivalry between U.S. and China, which began with the trade and technological war between the two superpowers in 2018, especially you'll remember with the government of Donald Trump administration in the U.S. The war between the two countries had intensified, but this rivalry has far-reaching consequences, especially for nations in the Global South. The countries in the Global South are often caught in the crossfire of these tensions, which influence their economies, political alliances, and overall development trajectories. Before delving deeper in our discussion, let us define, first of all, the Global South. What is Global South? These are the developing nations of Africa. Here, the color red indicates Global South. Developing nations of Africa, Latin America, and South and Southeast Asia, often characterized by modernization challenges, including economic instability and political sovereignty issues. Formerly, for example, during the Cold War, such category of countries were called third world countries. But today, after the globalization, the term has evolved, and now they are called Global South. Countries like Brazil in Latin America, India from South America, South Asia, and South Africa from Africa, they are key players in the respective region. And they exhibit diverse economic trajectories and have significant roles in global market. In recent years, the Global South has shown remarkable economic growth. You can see on the right, they are fast-growing countries, fast-growing economies, and almost all countries are from Global South. And it positions itself as a key player in global market. Nations like India, Indonesia, and Brazil have witnessed rapid GDP growth driven by industrialization, innovation, and foreign investments. The emergence of new technologies has allowed the Global South to establish innovation hubs, while urbanization trends have led to increased labor force participation and economic dynamism. As this slide shows, today only 3 Global South countries, Mexico, Brazil, India, are among the top 15 economies of the world. But for 2050, 7 of them are projected to join the same category, including Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Indonesia. The youth demographics in many of these nations add to their potential, making the Global South an increasingly significant region in terms of both global influence and economic growth. Another important feature of the Global South is its abundance in natural resources. Here you have just an example. Which countries have reserves of lithium minerals, critical minerals for batteries? You can see Chile, Argentina, DR Congo, Indonesia, Brazil. Okay? 2 countries out of the 3 major countries are from Global South. And such feature actually entails global macroeconomic and environmental issues. At the same time, the Global South has experienced in recent years political dynamics at various dimensions. The ongoing trade and technology war between US and China has profound implications for the Global South. These countries often rely heavily on trade with both superpowers. Actually, China has emerged as the largest trading partner for many African, Latin American, and Southeast Asian nations. Simultaneously, the US, as the largest economy of the world, remains an essential market for their exports. This complex relationship puts the Global South in a precarious position where aligning too closely with either side could jeopardize their economic sovereignty. Because they are vulnerable, as you can see here, national security, cyber security vulnerabilities, supply chain disruptions, they are vulnerable to all those issues. Actually, they are contemporary issues, and Global South countries are vulnerable. One of the most critical challenges for countries in the Global South is the dilemma of choosing sides. In other words, whether to choose US or China. Both US and China offer significant economic incentives, but aligning with one country often means alienating the other. That is the dilemma. So strategic non-alignment, in Spanish, no alineamiento estratégico. The strategic non-alignment. That term has been very popular among the Global South countries. Strategic non-alignment has emerged as a preferred approach for many of these nations. This strategy allows them to maintain autonomy while leveraging the benefits offered by both powers, US and China. For example, as far as we are here within the context of East Asian Economic Community Foundation project, so we'd be interested in what East Asian or Southeast Asian nations are doing in this context. Countries across Asia have adopted diverse strategies to manage US-China rivalry. For instance, India has maintained a delicate balance between its participation in the US-led Quad Alliance, which includes Japan and Australia, and its robust trade and investment relationship with China. Similarly, Vietnam has embraced economic engagement with both superpowers, benefiting from Chinese investment in manufacturing while receiving US support in areas such as security in South China Sea. Indonesia, on the other hand, has fostered close ties with China in areas of infrastructure and trade, while maintaining defense cooperation with the United States. Interestingly, for example, 2 years ago, President Joko Widodo of Indonesia was one of only a few world leaders to have met in 1 year, in 2022. He met with President Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and Volodymyr Zelensky. These countries, India, Vietnam, and Indonesia, demonstrate that strategic flexibility and diversification are key to thriving in the middle of global tensions. One of the most noteworthy trends within the Global South strategy is the expansion of BRICS, which is becoming a critical on-the-fence tool for many emerging economies. BRICS, originally comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has expanded last year, according to the announcement, to include new members, 6 new members: Ethiopia, Egypt, Iran, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Argentina. But the last 2 countries, Saudi Arabia and Argentina, later reserved their membership in BRICS. Anyway, this expansion reflects the growing influence of BRICS as a counterbalance to Western institutions such as the IMF, World Bank, as well as G7. As you see, India, Brazil, and South Africa, they belong to the Global South, being at the same time the members of BRICS. For many Global South countries, BRICS offers a way to diversify their international partnerships without being forced into alignment with either the US or China. By participating in BRICS, these nations can enhance their global standing, secure economic security through diversified trade relationships, and pursue development that reflects their own priorities. Recently, countries like Thailand and Malaysia have expressed interest in joining BRICS. Thailand and Malaysia have formally submitted their application, seeking diplomatic balance amid global tensions. Both countries aim to use BRICS to diversify their international partnerships without aligning too closely with Western powers, highlighting the BRICS bloc's role as a strategic platform for nations seeking autonomy and economic resilience. I will not discuss today in detail Turkish strategy, but its unique international position should be noted. As you can see, Turkey is a member of NATO, and at the same time, Turkey seeks membership in BRICS. Economic diversification is essential for Global South countries to reduce risks depending upon the Second World War, post-Second World War Bretton Woods system. For example, BRICS countries promote currency swaps among member countries. So currency swaps for non-dollar transaction, and at the same time the New Development Bank. I don't know how many of you have heard of the New Development Bank, NDB, based in Shanghai, and opened 2014. It wants to replace World Bank, at least for the Global South. So all these kind of schemes can be BRICS attraction for the Global South countries. However, BRICS is not a panacea. BRICS is a very heterogeneous entity with lots of questions about sustainability and consistency. So for the Global South, BRICS may not serve as a new channel for alliance against the West, but BRICS can serve as a new platform for their fence-sitting or hedging strategy, while preferring a multipolar system. Although China and Russia may want to promote BRICS as a non-Western or anti-Western alliance. Again, the Global South is increasingly asserting itself in international politics, promoting a multipolar world that counters the hegemonic ambitions of both US and China. These nations are also taking the lead on major global issues such as climate change, advocating for equitable resource distribution, and playing a crucial role in shaping the future of global governance. The key to thriving in the middle of US-China rivalry is a strategic management. Global South countries can leverage this competition between US and China to their advantage by negotiating better terms of trade, investment, technology transfer, etc. Additionally, forming regional alliances can significantly enhance their collective bargaining power, allowing them to navigate global challenges more effectively. Before getting to the conclusion, I want to share with you some consideration of implications for South Korea. As a non-Global South country, but with significant ties to both US and China, Korea faces unique challenges in navigating this rivalry between US and China. At the same time, Korea's strategy has been to foster economic and diplomatic ties with the Global South, particularly through initiatives like technology transfer and sustainable development partnerships. Korea has also positioned itself as a mediator, promoting stability and collaboration between the Global South and the rest of the world. However, the intensifying US-China rivalry places Korea in a delicate situation. It must carefully balance its alliances, particularly given its security partnership with the US and its deep economic ties with China. Korea's approach to the Global South, focusing on shared growth, cooperation, and sustainable practices, could serve as a model for other nations facing similar pressures. Now, so in conclusion, the rivalry between the US and China presents both opportunities and challenges for the Global South. By embracing strategies such as non-alignment, I said strategic non-alignment, that is one very important pillar of their new strategy, and also economic diversification and strengthening regional cooperation, these Global South nations can protect their sovereignty while maximizing their economic and political advantages. But the future of the Global South will depend on how skillfully they manage these geopolitical complexities and assert their influence on the global stage.